This video is on how to clean the Glock 17. This is not a complete disassembly video. We're only going to break it down as far as you need to go for basic maintenance and cleaning. If I'm going too fast, press pause and rewind as needed, and if I'm going too slow, just tap the fast forward button to skim through the video. To get started, you'll need a few things: CLP, gun oil. Yes, you can get away with just using CLP, but this is an everyday carry for me, so I'm going to take the extra step of using a dedicated lubricant on the parts that need it. A nylon brush specifically made for gun cleaning, a brass jag, a bronze 9mm bore brush, cotton swabs with an angled tip so you can get in between the rails easier, a cleaning rod with a handle that allows the rod to spin freely, a microfiber gun cleaning rag, cleaning patches, a 9mm size bore snake, and powder-free latex gloves. And I'll leave links to all of these items in the video description below as well as in the comments. You should always start out with a clear and empty weapon, but of course I'm going to double check. To do that, press the magazine release button, drop the magazine. Let's clear the chamber. To do that, keep it pointed in a safe direction, keep your finger off the trigger, lock the slide back by pulling it back to its rearmost position and pushing up on the slide stop lever. So there's no magazine, and look down the chamber and you can see that there's no brass, so we are 100% clear and safe. Pull down on the slide lock, let the slide go back to the original position. To remove the slide from the Glock, you have to pull the trigger. Locate the slide lock, not to be confused with the slide stop. The slide lock has a left and a right side, so you're going to have to use your thumb and your index finger to pull down both sides at the same time. This is how it looks as I'm pulling down on both sides of the slide lock. So as I'm pulling down on the slide lock, I'm going to pull the slide back about 1/8 of an inch. And once I release it, the slide's going to come off. Now compress the recoil spring by pressing on it from chamber end to muzzle end, and it'll come right out. Now you can take out the barrel. This is as far as you need to go for a basic field strip. You have the frame, the recoil spring assembly, the barrel, the slide, and the magazine. You don't have to clean these parts in any particular order, but today I'm going to start with the barrel. Attach the bore brush to the cleaning rod. You can use the nylon bore brush that came in the Glock case if you like, but I prefer the bronze brush. Add CLP to the brush and push it through from chamber end to muzzle end. Be sure to use the handle as you're pushing the cleaning rod through the bore. This is going to allow the bristles on the bore brush to spin freely within the rifling. And I'm only pushing the bore brush through in one direction, from chamber end to muzzle end. So as I push the bore brush through, it comes out the muzzle end. I remove the bore brush from the cleaning rod. I take out the rod, put the bore brush back on the cleaning rod, and start the process over again. Because it doesn't make any sense at all to push the dirt out and pull it right back in. Kind of like when you sweep the floor, you only sweep in one general direction, into a dustpan or out the door. If you were to just sweep back and forth, you would just spread dust everywhere. There's no specific number on how many times you need to push the brush through. It really depends on how much you've been shooting. In this case, I'm just going to push the brush through a few times and I should be good. Now that I've loosened up all the dirt with a bore brush, I'm going to take the brass jag, attach it to the cleaning rod, add CLP to a cleaning patch, wrap it around the jag, and much like the previous step, we're going to push this jag through one direction, from chamber end to muzzle end. You'll see that the first patch comes out dirty. Just keep pushing patches through until they start to come out clean. I pushed a few patches through now, so I'm going to check this last one. And that looks pretty clean. That's good enough for me. Now I'm going to clean the outside. I'm going to add CLP to the nylon brush and start scrubbing all surfaces. I'm going to pay particular attention to the feed ramp. I want that part to be especially clean to make sure the rounds feed smoothly into the chamber. Now I'm going to use the gun cleaning rag to wipe off the excess CLP. Now I'm going to add gun oil to a cotton swab, and I'm going to add a light coat of lube to anything that shows signs of metal on metal wear. I'll show you a close-up of exactly which parts I'm lubricating here in a moment. I'm not wiping off all the oil that I just applied, I'm just wiping off the excess. As I'm explaining this video, I've been referring to this entire piece here as the barrel, but just so you know, this is the chamber, this is the hood, this is the muzzle, and these parts here on the bottom are called the lugs. I'll show you a close-up of what I was doing with the gun oil. So you're going to lube around the barrel, especially those areas where you can see signs of metal on metal wear. They're like rings towards the muzzle end. Add lubricant to the lugs. and to the hood, which is on top of the chamber. And the last and most important thing I'm going to do to the barrel is run a bore snake through it. So I'm going to make sure I'm using a 38 caliber, which is the correct size for a 9mm barrel. Drop the weight into the chamber and pull it out through the muzzle end. You only need to do this a couple of times and you should be good. And this is exactly why I use a bore snake every time, even if I'm in a hurry. It's kind of hard to show on camera, but this bore looks perfect. There's not even a speck of dust inside, there's no lint, and it looks like black glass. That's way better than it was, even right out of the box coming from the factory. I use a bore snake every time. Now I'm going to start on the frame, add CLP to the nylon brush, and start scrubbing all surfaces inside and out. Pay special attention to the rails. I want to make sure those are extra clean so that the slide's able to move back and forth on the frame smoothly. The smaller end of this nylon brush comes in handy when I'm trying to get in between the rails and in smaller spaces. To get inside the magazine well, you can wrap a rag around the brush and get to it that way. Just be careful towards the top of the frame with these smaller intricate parts. I'm going to use CLP on the nylon brush to scrub the outside of the gun. But don't worry, it's not going to leave the gun slippery. I'm going to wipe it completely dry with a rag. I wouldn't skip this step unless you don't mind getting lead and fouling all over your hand every time you pick your gun up. Now that I've loosened up all the dirt from the outside of the frame, I'm going to wipe the excess CLP completely off with a rag. Now add CLP to a clean cotton swab and go through it in fine detail. CLP stands for cleaner, lubricant, and protectant. Like the name implies, it cleans, it also lubricates and protects it. When you're using it to clean, you apply it, clean it off. When you use it to lubricate, after it's clean, you add a little bit more for a protective layer. But this is an everyday carry. I'm going to give it a little bit extra attention, a little bit extra care, and use a dedicated lubricant on all the parts that show signs of metal on metal wear, and also show you a close-up of exactly where this lubricant is supposed to be applied per the Glock owner's manual. So what I'm still doing is reapplying CLP to a clean cotton swab, and I'm just going to keep cleaning like that until the cotton swabs start to come out clean. Once I've gone through the entire frame with CLP and I made sure it's totally clean, I'm going to add gun oil to a clean cotton swab, and I'll show you a close-up of the parts that need to be lubricated. The rear end of the trigger bar where it touches the connector, that would mean this area here. And I'm also going to add a little bit on these rails. Now I'll get started with the slide, add CLP to the nylon brush, and start scrubbing all surfaces inside and out. But be careful not to leak CLP down into the breech face right here. You don't want to leak anything down in there that could attract dirt and start slowing down the firing pin. If you're worried about doing that, hold the slide muzzle end facing downward as you're brushing that area. You also want to avoid leaking CLP into the firing pin channel that I'm showing you here. I'm going to use the small end of the brush to get in between the slide rails. I'm also going to use the small end of the brush to get behind the extractor. Once I'm done loosening all the dirt with the nylon brush, I'm going to go through with a cotton swab and CLP in fine detail. I'm going to continue running clean cotton swabs through the rails and all the other small parts that I can get to until the cotton swabs start coming out clean. And I'm using a dry cotton swab just to make sure that firing pin channel is clear. I didn't see any CLP or any kind of dirt on the cotton swab when I pulled it out of the firing pin channel, so I think we're good. These cotton swabs are starting to come out clean. I'm just going to clean in between the rear sight posts just to make sure that that part's clean, and that looks pretty good, so I'm going to move on. I'm going to add gun oil to the cotton swab and run it through the rails. I'm also going to add gun oil to any parts that show signs of metal on metal wear. I'm just going to give it a final wipe down and make sure there's no excess COP or gun oil anywhere, and that's about it for the slide. Now clean the recoil spring assembly, add COP to the nylon brush, and start scrubbing in between the coils. Now I'm going to wipe off the excess COP, and that's looking pretty good. That's about it for the recoil spring. You don't really need to disassemble the magazine every time you clean it unless you dropped it in mud, dirt, or sand or something like that. But if you do, it's simple enough. I really don't think you need a video to show you how to do it. All you do is press the button at the bottom of the base plate. The base plate slides off. The spring and follower will come out. Clean it with CLP. Dry it off completely. You don't want to leave excess CLP inside the magazine because it will attract dirt. Put it together the same way it came apart. That's about it. This magazine's only had range use, so it just needs a basic clean and wipe down. I'm going to be careful not to leak CLP down into the follower or any of these witness holes. So I'm going to go light on the CLP. I'm just going to add a little bit to the brush, scrub it down, and wipe it clean. I'll use a cotton swab to get into the small areas. If you're worried about leaking CLP down into this magazine, you can use isopropyl alcohol instead. It won't hurt the plastic. Now it's time to reassemble. Place the barrel back into the slide. Now insert the larger part of the recoil spring in first. Push the back in with your thumb. Compress it a little bit and it should rest against the lug just like that. Make sure the recoil spring assembly is perfectly centered onto the lug. If it's not, the slide's not going to go on properly. And that looks good right there. So now it's time to put on the slide. Line up the rails on the slide with the rails on the frame and pull the slide all the way back. Now let's do a function check. Pull the trigger, but keep holding it. Don't release it. As you're holding the trigger, work the slide. Now release the trigger. You should hear it reset. Pull the trigger again. If you hear a click, you're good. But let's go ahead and make sure it locks back on an empty magazine so we know we're 100% good to go. To do that, insert an empty magazine. Now pull the slide back. It should lock back on its own without using the slide stop lever. Everything's functioning as it should, so we're done. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and check out skullcrush.com.